Hey there and welcome. Today we're going to talk about a revelation of mine that I had while I was on my road to gaining back the weight. Now what I mean by this is that if you've watched a previous video, actually that's the introductory video, I actually explained that in order for me to be able to relay the message better on how to be happier by getting your physical and mental state in order. And one of the main culprits in nowadays, society, being that a lot of people are struggling with losing weight. I want to do exactly that. That was the first thing that I wanted to tackle because I see this thing as a major problem in the step moving forward, because weight has a significant impact on people's mental and physical health. So what I did is, like I said previously, I had lost a lot of weight about 5-6 years ago, and when that happened, it made a clear change in my way of thinking. Everything started moving better. Everything started going to a more positive way of thinking. And then I tried to relay this thing to some of my other friends, and then I saw a bit of a backlash from them that I was not really expecting, because they were saying that the only way that I can talk about this is because I no longer have to do it. It's already done. So I decided to go ahead and prepare for this launch of the channel by doing what I initially thought, but I no longer actually think this, that this was a stupid idea, to pack on all the weight that I had lost. So right now I have almost gotten to the weight that I was at previously, which is at my height of 185 or 6'1". I'm at around 116, 117 kilos, which I think is about 240, 250 pounds. Now, I do have to say one thing. I do enjoy going to the gym, so it's not all fat. I do have backed up a bit of muscle, which kind of adds more to the weight. But regardless, that is an excessive amount of weight for somebody to have to just carry it around. Now, why do I say that I have changed my way of thinking about the weight packing up? Like, I initially said that it was a stupid idea because it had a slew of different mental and physical effects to me. But now when I think about it, it's actually good because I can put them into perspective, because I packed that weight back in a very short amount of time, like 4 months, I think, 3 or 4 months. I gained back like 22 kilos to 25 kilos, so almost 50 pounds. That is not something you want to do ever, not a healthy thing to do by any sort or by any means. So by doing this, I was actually able to see what are the changes at first hand when you're doing this transition by rapidly increasing your weight. Now, this is not meant for people who actually are underweight and have problems packing up weight. No. This is for people who are actually, let's say, at normal weight, and then by whatever reason something happens, their self-image or their mental state changes, and they go into an overdrive of overeating. That is when they pack up that unhealthy weight. So let me just put it down so you get an idea as to why weight is actually a bad thing. Now, obviously, the most obvious thing is the health issue. I mean, being overweight puts you in a increased chance of diabetes. That's a very bad thing. You don't want to get to that point. But then it comes down to other health-related topics. Like, one of the things that I do know about myself personally is I used to struggle with a autoimmune, it's not a disease, it's more of a unwillingness of the body to work like it should. So how it manifested in my case was generally I would get redness on my skin. Hell, I think that, yeah, you cannot see it, but right here on my arm, right now, you can actually maybe even see it, but it's not the point. Then I would get ashy elbows, which right now, you can actually see right here. That effect, as well as this one. You see these small spots? Those small spots appeared as I was gaining more and more weight. So, one of the things that I do know is that as soon as I clean up my intake and clean up my food, all of those things disappear. And you start feeling amazing. So that's the first thing. The first thing is the health issues. And the second thing is more of a vanity thing. Why do I say this? Well, I enjoy dressing up. I enjoy putting on a suit. I enjoy having a nicely fit shirt on myself. But here's the problem. Clothes tend to be made or tailored for you, for a particular size of you. So what happened initially when I lost the weight, that was the first thing that I did not expect, and it was the logical thing. I should have expected it. And that was that all of the clothes that I had to replace. I had to buy new ones. But every time I bought a new clothes or a new pair of clothing for something that I liked and something that complemented my new physique, it just boosted my self-confidence. I felt amazing. So gaining weight now just made it so that I can no longer wear those clothes. Now I have to go ahead and buy new clothing, and to a degree now this is a more of something that would make me want to achieve my previous look, my previous physique, because I do want to wear my good clothing again. So by doing this thing, by changing my weight up, I actually changed my self-image. I can no longer fit in the things that I enjoyed, hence I'm no longer that person, hence my self-image is changing. So that's another thing. Then we come off to, well, here's the third kicker, the sleep schedule. That thing gets screwed up. The more weight you pack in, the worse you sleep. And let me tell you something else. One of the, how do I put this thing? One of the unhappy coincidences is that once you start packing in more weight, it goes to different places. One of the places that goes to is your neck. You see this? Now, even though it doesn't seem like much, just packing in this extra weight on your neck puts pressure on your throat, and when you sleep, guess what happens? You start to snore. There you go. So I've actually restarted snoring when I sleep, and that is not only agitating to yourself, but to anybody that might be around you, be it immediate family, be it a spouse, a girlfriend, boyfriend, whoever. So if you go down on this road where you want to lose some weight, know that one of the things that are going to happen is, as you're losing weight, the weight that is on your neck will literally disappear. So it will make it so that you are no longer snoring. That was one great other thing. Then another thing is what happens with your mental health once you start packing in more and more weight. You start thinking more negative. You go into a more, how do I put it, pessimistic way of thinking. Can't actually explain it to a degree, because when you go ahead and increase your body weight with fat, your testosterone levels drop down. Hence, you don't tend to be so sharp-minded and want to be more aggressive in your outlook on life, hence more pessimistic way of thinking. But that I'm not a scientist on this one, so don't take it as a scientific fact. The fact that I do know is that more weight you put on, the more pessimistic your outlook on life starts to be. Then another thing is, as your weight increases, your drive to want to go out and fight for more decreases as well. My guess is that, again, this is due to the decrease in your testosterone. So if you're a guy and you're overweight, just know one thing: if you lose that extra weight, it will help you to want to go out, to want to achieve more. So it will give you a sense of power, something that you can do that will make you proud. And lastly, I think that would be that the different approach to meeting new people. Like when you look the way you want to look, when you've gotten your physique to a point where whatever you put on your body, it complements it. It makes you stand out from the crowd. And we know a lot of people that can dress up, regardless of body size. They can make it so that they look good. But here's the other thing. You can make it look good, but you cannot make yourself stand out. Well, at least not in a good way. You can definitely make yourself stand out if you dress in a uncomplimentary way for your body. We've all seen this. Don't do that. No. Do not do that. So, let's just put it in a sort of a list. What can you expect by coming to a point in your life where you decide, all right, I'm going to lose this weight and I'm going to feel better for it? What are the general things that can influence it, or how is it going to look? Well, like we said, general health improvements, and if you have any issues with autoimmune recuperations, this can fix it. Your sleep schedule, that thing is going to improve because you're going to sleep less and you're going to feel much more relaxed and rejuvenated. Your mental image about yourself is going to improve, so you are going to feel better about yourself again, and by doing that, you're going to get better outcomes of life. And the very last, I think, would be increase to your personal image and a bit of vanity, so to say, where you look yourself in the mirror and go like, hey, you beautiful bastard, how's it going? So you see, I don't see really any problems by reducing your weight while at the same time increasing your mental state. All in all, it's a win on both sides. So going forward, I will start making some more videos about how to achieve this thing, because you see, losing weight is not just a mental thing. It is also a physical thing. And the physical aspect of the things does have its degree of issues. But I will try to help you out with this one. And hopefully you also get to a point where you're happy and you want to embark on this journey, where by improving your health, by improving your physical state, you will improve also your mental state. And at the end, I would just like to leave you with my favorite sentence. It's not about being the best. It's just about being better.